When it comes to casters, brakes are a really important part of your setup, since they keep thousands of pounds of weight from creeping around. In this video, we take a look at the most important types of brakes for casters and how they work. Anytime you have wheels or tires of any sort, you normally find brakes, and some of them get pretty complex. With casters, you'll find around a half dozen types that are by far and away the most important and popular, and all of them do one main thing. They keep your stuff in place, but each brake type does it in a unique way. Let's start with one of the most basic. Before we do that, keep in mind that there are dozens and dozens of different situations, so we will cover mainly the unique features of each type of brake. If you have any questions about specific applications, feel free to contact a solutions manager to help work you through your unique situation, or find more information on our site. But for now, let's start with side lock brakes. Side lock brakes and other similar types of brakes are found on almost every type of caster. Start looking around and you'll see them on everything from barbecues to bed frames. The brake lever is positioned, as its name says, on the side of the wheel. That's how we get the term side lock. Arguably the most common type of side lock brake is the top lock. This type of brake uses an L-bar to provide tension on the wheel, but for now, let's concentrate on how to engage the brake. The brake is engaged and released in the same way, more or less. To engage the brake, you need to move one side of the lever down. This moves the L-bar down. To disengage the brake and be able to move the wheel again, simply do the reverse of what you just did. When you push down, the L-bar, which is shaped like an L, moves down and provides enough tension to stop the brake. The harder you push, the tighter the brake engages. A second type of side lock brake is the cam brake. It looks pretty much the same as the top lock, but it doesn't have the L-bar. That's because this type of brake uses tension on the wheel hub to stop it from moving. The tighter you push, the tighter the hold. Out of these two types, the top lock is normally more reliable, but there are even better options for most applications, including Tek-Lock brakes. Tek-Lock brakes, also called face contact brakes, normally use a pedal to engage the brake. You do have times when you use a lever and a nut to tighten down the brakes as well. This type is normally referred to as a face contact brake, but you find both names used for Tek-Lock brakes in general. With Tek-Lock brakes, engaging the brake is straightforward. You simply press on the pedal. Now, to release the brake, simply apply force to the top of the pedal with a kick from a steel-toed boot, or however you prefer to accomplish this. Now, many types of brakes are used with a swivel rig, which means that the caster can move in 360 degrees. Tek-Locks are very commonly found on swivel rigs. What that means is that there is still spinning movement even after the brake has been engaged. The brake stops the wheel but not the swivel. That means that there is still a bit of play with the cart, although it is stopped for all intents and purposes. How the brake works is simple. As you step on the pedal, the brake pedal smashes against another piece of metal, which then presses against the wheel. When you release the pedal, the tension is released and the wheel can move freely. Now this brings us to a distinction between side lock and Tek-Lock brakes. When you use Tek-Lock brakes, there is a moment when the brake engages. You can see and even feel the brake engaging more positively and securely. When you disengage the brake, the reverse happens. You know without a doubt that the brake is engaged. You can't press harder to make the brake engage anymore. And with a well-designed Tek-Lock brake, the brake will not disengage unless you make direct contact with the pedal. This is different from side lock brakes, where you have to make sure that you have applied enough pressure without seeing or feeling the brake engage. So with side lock brakes, you have more of human error involved. You can see how easily you can switch from one to the other with side lock brakes. For this reason, Tek-Lock brakes are more reliable in both design and function, but there is an even more stable version of brakes. As we saw, Tek-Lok brakes move around with the swivel rig. This is no big deal if you just need the car to remain in one place, even if there's a little bit of movement. But when we want no movement, we use Total Lock brakes. We engage the brakes by stepping on a pedal just like with Tek-Lok brakes. The difference is that there is no twisting because the swivel is totally locked as well. This is why they're called Total Lock brakes. Once you release the brake pedal, you can move the wheel and the swivels will rotate, as you can see here. Here are the two basic mechanisms for many Total Lock brakes. First, the wheel is stopped with a metal piece, very similarly to with Tek-Lok brakes. As you push down, the metal makes contact. Here's the difference. At the same time, gears connect and stop the swivel from rotating around. When you release, the swivel can rotate again. Out of the three main types of brakes, Total Locks are the most stable. If you have any questions about the dozens of applications concerning brakes, press on the link at the end of the video for a solution to your problem, and follow the link to part 2 of this 2-part series. Thank you.